Hi, my name's Ellie. Welcome to my channel. We're doing more makeup. The lighting is not great because it's going back and forth between sun and rain. Let me double check. Yeah, that's what the natural light looks like right now. So we're gonna deal with the lamp and the yellow tones and everything will be alright, maybe? I want to play with the Jackie Aina palette. I really want to do something with, you know, Bigwig and Supreme and Shookington, probably Zane for the lighter bit, and maybe Soleil. Maybe we'll do something. Technically, I really want to do blue and gray again, but those are colors that are in my Project Pan stuff, so I feel like I'm most likely going to want to do blue and gray looks next week for work. So I might as well get some fun color in while we're here. I'm going to start with Supreme and maybe deepen with Pinker and Bigwig, and we'll just kind of see how stuff goes. This is a very pink. Yeah, I think I might kind of mute this with Pinker. Oh yeah, that's a nice raspberry pink. I really like raspberry pinks. But now we have to do the same thing on the other eye, even though I didn't like Pinker on its own. Or Supreme. Probably would like Pinker on its own. But I'm going to keep mixing and blending. We are starting to finally have the beginning of summer heat here, which I am not excited about. Missouri, St. Louis area just gets nasty. Not only is it hot, it's very humid, and I don't like it. I would be much happier moving further north and having less heat, or even just less humidity, like if we lived somewhere that was more deserty. I've been there for a while, and it'll be hotter in a desert and not as uncomfortable because of the humidity, but my boyfriend does better in the heat, and since it legit really affects his mental health, as much as I would like to be like, let's just move somewhere like Washington State where it's a little more cool and not as nasty, still very moist, but he would not have a good time. So it's very moist because it's been raining, and it was like 80 degrees earlier today, so it's hot. And then I thought it was a good idea to play with hot tools on my hair, which was not, because then I got all sweaty from all the heat being so close to me. It was not my smartest time. But I was really hoping, because we'd had such a nice set of weather so far. Like, it had been rainy, but it had been cooler. And I was hoping so hard that it'd be just a little secret miracle. And we had a winter like 6 years ago or something where it just never got that cold. Like, it got down into, I think, like the 40s, but it never really had more than like a day or two of below freezing, and it was just kind of like a cool fall all winter long, which was not good because of things. But I was hoping, with everybody staying home and being inside, there'd be a, you know, unrealistic, but that, like, it would just knock down the pollution enough like it had been doing, and we'd have a nice relaxing summer that was not as hot. It's not what happened. It's not what's gonna happen, but I can still hope. It's not happening. I'm gonna go into Bigwig now and try and deepen up that crease. a really nice pair of colors. So, I need to start preparing myself for how nasty hot it's going to be for the rest of the summer. I'm not excited about it. But we are grilling today, and that means I get potato salad. Had a nice texty chat with one of my friends about potato salad, and we might do a, since we're both making potato salad for the holiday, we might exchange, like do a distance drop-off cup of potato salad so we can compare our family recipes. I feel like that's as blended as I should go before getting ridiculous. Also, there's going to be construction. Dad's still ripping stuff down and hammering things, so I can't do much about that other than try to remember to speak a little louder. We'll see how that goes. I'm going to go into Shookington for my outer bit. Oh, that's really powdery. That worries me a little bit. Huh. This is a little bit sheer, which if I had known, I would have put Big Wig down and then tapped this over top. But maybe I can build it. Oh no, and it's dropping fallout pretty much all over stuff. Fun times, fun times. Okay, we're gonna take a shift. I'm gonna match what I did on this eye, and then I'm going to potentially put wigglies over the top because I know that color is more opaque, and then maybe we'll get like a purpley red tone, like a deeper raspberry, and it'll match stuff. I am sad that this is such a sheer color. Like, you can't, there's not much there. I was hoping for pigment like I had gotten from a bunch of these. So I'm patting back and forth into Wigglies and Shookington, optimistically trying to get, ooh, oh, that's a cool color. You can't see, it's fine. Why do I have to have such bad luck with makeup these last 2 days? Because I had a lipstick explode yesterday. I did manage to melt it into a pot, but that just means that my pot lipsticks are gonna start overwhelming my regular, just bullet lipstick soon, and just because I can put them on with a lip brush doesn't mean I want to do that with all of my lipsticks. Okay, so we got that there. Kind of want to top it with a little extra wigglies just for funness. And because mixing them together, got a decent amount of Shookington in my Wigglies pan. I have so much product right there right now. Okay, it dusted away pretty easily. I'm gonna go into, we'll do Soleil. We'll do Soleil for the inner section. Just kind of right there. Oh yeah. See, the other shimmers in this palette had been so nice to me so far. I was not expecting to be sabotaged by Shookington so much. It's not nearly as moist as the other ones in this palette that I've played with. Which means I might not use Shookington very much, since it's not my favorite. And then we will blend the edge for reasons. That's pretty. Less defined than I was hoping. Honestly, Shookington, I kind of wish was deeper anyway. I am gonna take a little tiny brush and a little bit of big wig and maybe deepen up my lower lash line. And pat a little bit on the outer edge for reasons. A little bit more Soleil. And then we'll do trust issues on my inner corner as a highlight. And I will go be sad by myself about Shookington. Maybe I will have reached a point where I can just, next time I'm Frankenshadowing, I can just do something with Shookington and be confident. Normally I would not be thinking about Frankening such a new shadow, at least in my collection, but I'm hoping that I will end up like Nisa Pisa and I will be confident disrespecting my makeup when it doesn't behave. So something like that, where that's not a shade that I would really want to use on its own without wetting it or putting a base down, and so maybe I will be able to mix it and make it something I would use more happily. I do like that inner corner. I'm gonna pat a little bit of Trust Issues over Soleil just for fun. And kind of pat that across the lid as a topper, which is what Trust Issues does really well. Being a kind of hype up topping situation. See, now I'm just dicking around because it didn't go anywhere near the way I was expecting, which means I can do whatever I want. Okay, we're gonna stop just because the eyes still look alright. I don't want to fuck up the rest of it too much. Bronzer, blush, all that. Using the same stuff I've been using. My Franken bronzer, my panning blushes. Yeah, it's weird having a weekend again. After a full week and then having a day off. It's just... things are strange. Still texting a bunch of my friends about all the fun stuff we will hopefully do once we're allowed to be in groups again and it's safe to go into public places. Like, one of them saw that a bowling alley had already opened, which I just don't see that being something you could properly clean in between people with this type of situation. Like, yeah, the ends of the thing of the lanes, the ends of the lanes where you're sitting might be far enough apart that it's not as much of a person to person, but like if you're touching and, you know, borrowing shoes and balls and the balls going through all the mechanics of the people before you, it just doesn't seem like a place where you'd be able to really sanitize things properly with the current health issues being so prevalent. But eventually we do want to go bowling. We're just having a bit of an exasperated discussion of, really? Bowling alley? It's not safe, it's a little early to reopen, and we're not going for now, so. We did start talking about doing tie-dyeing for one of the nights. That'll be fun. And I'm trying real hard. There's 2 palettes that I have had my eye on that are on sale. I'm trying real hard not to buy them, so we are trying to dig out stuff that I've bought and not gotten as acquainted with and doing something about it. Blush. This would have been a really good look to do with my NARS blush that I finished up. My Franken NARS and Cabana Boy. Because it was really close to that raspberry tone right there. I am still very happy with the mix of Hot Mama and Argyle. Doing my draping shenanigans. I think it looks nice. I feel like now would be a good time to have a different highlighter, but I didn't bring any new highlighters over here. Well, I have one that's sitting in a stack of palettes under their lamp that we can't really use super well. I guess we could go with the gold after I do my brows. I do have a gold one. Brow pencil's getting real tiny. Yeah, watching stuff. I really wanted, like I was interested in going and seeing how open one of the state parks would be to just go for a hike and hopefully stay pretty far away from people, but I feel like that's where a lot of people are going to be going, and I don't. We're still working on the social distancing, and other weekends it might be less likely, but I feel like a lot of people are going to be at the different picnic areas grilling and doing stuff, and it's not what I would consider a good idea right now. Maybe I'll make another dress tomorrow. Or a skirt. I got some stuff to make some tulle skirts. And then I went back to work. I haven't made enough evening time to make a skirt, but it should be pretty straightforward. I have cotton and tulle, and then I was hoping I could make, you know, a circle type skirt with the cotton, and then make a couple layers of tulle to go over top, and have those very pretty skirts that I see on a bunch of different sites, and I see them, I want them, they look fun, and then I realized you'd be paying like $40 for a skirt, and you can buy the fabric for the skirt way cheaper. And since I was at home and every time I looked at it, I was like, that seems like a high price for just a skirt that doesn't have any unique structuring or patterning or like special fabric. I feel like I should just... So, I see a lot of stuff that's like really, really simple, and I'm like, you look very flattering and nice, but should I spend that much money on something that is probably not that hard to make? If I just put some effort in and got the pattern, I could probably make it pretty easily myself. So, this will be my first attempt at doing that. Most of my circle skirt making abilities were in high school. We'd take t-shirts from clubs and stuff and turn them into circle skirts, and they were decently elastic materials, but these will need to have a closure, probably a zipper. My mom said she'd help me put a zipper in it, and then I will have fun stuff. A lot of my wardrobe is like somewhat fun tops, like this I consider a fun top, and black pants or a black skirt, and I want to get more used to pairing other colors together. And so I got stuff to make one that's like a burgundy and one that's like a brighter pumpkin orange that I thought would be really, really fun, especially in the material. But then I have to do it. I wore the dress that I made to work last week. I was very proud of myself. Nobody like complimented it or asked me where I got it, so I didn't get to say I made it, but it's not that. It was still fun. Sometimes it's fun just to know that you made the thing you're wearing and wear it. And it's just a solid fabric dress, so it's not anything super fancy or complicated. When I make something complicated with like structured style, I will hope that people ask me what it is so I can be like, I made it. Am I shiny enough? I didn't bring my jewelry over here to put on while my face dries, so we'll just have to deal with it. Oh, but I can see. I can see a hair right there. And I lost my fan. Everything's a mess. Why? Oh, okay, it just fell over. I'm not going anywhere today, so I didn't have to technically put on as much setting spray as I did to protect my makeup from the mask. But it's nice. Ooh, we're getting sunlight again. Hold on. You can kind of see the colors now because the sun came out from behind a cloud. I think we probably have a couple minutes until we have rain again, because it's going to be raining on and off today, potentially tomorrow. Woo! The eyes still turned out pretty cute. Like, they're not what I was expecting, but they are cute. I started digging out my DVD collection to find old movies that I want to watch. Because I watched, I think it's Lady Knight the Brave, did a video essay about A Knight's Tale, which I love A Knight's Tale. I don't think it's an amazing movie, but I think it's really, really fun, and I watched it at a time that it made a big impression on me, and, like, the actors are great. Heath Ledger's great in it, Paul Bettany's great in it, Alan Tudyk is great in it, Rufus Sewell is, again, horrifying. He makes a really good villain. He really does. And it was a lot of fun, and so I dug that out and watched it, and I was texting one of my friends about how I'd been reminded how much I liked that movie, and she's like, I've never seen it. And I was reminded that she is decently younger than me, and a bunch of movies that, like, came out and or were a big deal for people my age and or in my community. Like, there were things that when we were teenagers I watched with my sisters. Like, Ever After was a big deal when we got to the point where we weren't being, like, with siblings, you get to a point where you're not bickering as much and you start to, like, bond as potential adults. And part of that with me and my sister was watching movies. And so, a lot of Tarantino movies, some horror movies, and stuff like Ever After and 10 Things I Hate About You were fundamental to that part of my life. And I realized if those weren't, things that my friend's sister had been into, and or if they hadn't had that same, what I thought was a pretty important sisters growing up thing of sharing movies that you really liked with your siblings, and then going back and watching them over and over again. Like, I've seen A Knight's Tale a lot. I've seen Kill Bill a lot, because those were things that me and my sister really liked to watch. And, she would not have the same movie list growing up at a different age. So, I dug out A Knight's Tale, 10 Things I Hate About You, because if she has not seen that, she needs to. Ever After, Snatch, The Mummy Returns. I made a big old pile, and in doing that, it made me want to watch a bunch of them myself. And I think I'm gonna make my mom watch Mummy, because The Mummy has horror aspects, which I really like, but, like, looking at it now, and especially with my reference for what even horror movies were like at that time, it's not, I don't think it's nearly gooey enough that she would have an issue with it. She does not like horror movies or gore. And I think since so much of the movie is just Brendan Fraser and, what's her face? That lovely actress who plays the librarian. Kind of just getting into mischief and having kind of swashbuckly adventure time and hijinks. And she mentioned they found some stupid comedies and they're now on a stupid comedy kick. I think it would potentially be something they'd enjoy. And I do not turn down an excuse to watch The Mummy. I don't. Oh, I wonder if we have a copy of Fired Up that is also a stupid comedy she would like. Okay, that's as good as the lashes are gonna get. Sometimes my mascara doesn't cooperate. Sometimes I'm just bad at mascara. Lipstick. Oh, I can do the thing. Okay. I have a lipstick that I don't wear that much because I feel like it's kind of a strong color. I've worn it on here a couple times, but it's Mugwort. And I lined it with this Aria from NYX a while back. It turned out really, really good. I thought this was either going... I had plans for this lipstick. I thought it was going to be darker so that I could wear a Urban Decay one I have more. And it's too light for that, but... It worked really, really well with mugwort the other day, and I really liked. The combination. I think this would be a good look with it. It is complicated to get the same angle on both sides of your lip based on how you're holding the pen. Hopefully I'll get better at it. Who knows? Might not. Yeah, that's a good match. So this is Mugwort from Necromancy Cosmetica. And, oh, that doesn't feel good. I put a bunch of product in my hair while playing with it because it was dirty anyway, and it feels not good. I put mousse at my roots trying to like help it have more volume, and it's just crunchy. And look at that, not volume. And putting it up ruined the little flip I put in the edges. Everything is just... I'm not good at blowouts. So, there's that. I bet if I did something, if I had hairstyle, I'd be able to do something with it that didn't look just like dirty hair. Or if I had texture, I could have, you know, beachy sea hair. Because I have a salt spray. But when you put that in super straight hair with no texture, it just looks gross. But this is the finished look. I think it turned out quite nice, despite the fact that I'm real not happy with Shookington. Shookington's probably going to get played with later. Shookington might get crushed into a Frankenshadow, and it'll just have to deal with that. I like how the lipstick matches, though. It's a little bit more muted purple in person, but it matches that pretty well. Oh, I did my nails. I've been dicking around with Holo Taco, the iridescent unicorn skin polishes. I got all three, and I already had one from a different company, and I realized that I could put down those hole punch protector things that I got, hoping that they would be a good guide for French nail art, French tips. They are not for me, but I figured out that I really like them for making little iridescent circles, and I did that, and so I have what my sister called evil mermaid nails. I think they turned out really cool. Very cool. They're not perfect, like the thumbs don't look super good, but overall the effect is pretty cool. I'm gonna go and make some potato salad so we can have that with our grill tonight. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye. How are you guys avoiding buying stuff that's on sale since so many things are going on sale lately? especially if they were things that you were kind of interested in, and how help me. I'm very tempted by that Tropic palette, and there's a Laura Mercier palette that I'd kind of wanted, but wasn't willing to pay full price for, but now it's knocked down $20, and that's kind of more what I would potentially want to pay for that, and I have questions about, despite the fact that I have an unreasonable amount of eyeshadow, how do you convince yourself to just chill out a little bit sometimes? Especially if you have a habit of buying yourself consolation prizes for anxiety. Because I did that a lot sometimes. Not as much anymore, but like if I was having a really stressful time, I'd be like, you know what? I handled today really, really well. I dealt with the things that were causing me trouble. I'm gonna give myself a treat by ordering this thing that I've been thinking about but haven't had a good reason to justify getting it. I'm gonna get it because I made it through today. And that's not always a great reason to buy stuff. Especially when I have so much. Maybe it'll just be existential dread. Maybe that'll stop me. I will see you guys next time.